Welcome to Your Health in Your Hands. I'm Dr. David Ajibade with the Brain and Body Foundation. Now, if you caught our prior episode on the immune system, you will see that we kind of talked about the importance of the immune system and how it is so central to sickness and health, to everything that you do and say and experience. Your immune system is your Voltron, your defender. It helps to keep things where they need to be kept, and it relays information to the brain, to the nervous system, to the endocrine system, to the organs of your body, just letting you give your whole body and your brain an update, a minute by minute, second by second update on how things are going. So it's not just about fighting bugs. So we said that in this next episode, we'll be talking about the things, how to strengthen your immune system. And of course, you can't really talk about strengthening your immune system without also talking about avoiding the things that weaken your immune system. As a quick recap, one of the things that makes this so important to me is because there are other aspects of health and disease, sickness and disease, that we would not necessarily relate to the immune system, but now I've seen them from our experience with the Brain and Body Foundation. I've seen that they play a key role. Of course, one of them is sickle cell disease, and you've probably heard our presentations on that. But sickle cell disease, most children with sickle cell disease have very weakened immune system. And we found out that once we support or strengthen their immune systems, they almost never have crisis. Not only that, they seem to be more alert at school. They're not forgetting stuff like they should. And you think every child with sickle cell disease is super smart? Not so. Many children with sickle cell disease are suffering and trailing far behind when it comes to academics. So that's a stereotype. It's a myth, really. Also, we look at things like asthma. Asthma is an immune system, has a strong immune system component, and so if you help to reduce the overactivity, or if you strengthen the immune system, you'll find out that those kids with asthma are not having those problems as much as they should. Another thing we saw was with cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is something that is a brain disorder that but weakens the nerves of different parts of the body, starting with the brain. Found out that many of these kids with cerebral palsy aren't able to breathe as well as they should. And again, so they have repeated chest infections because they're not getting enough air in their lungs, and those infections can cause other problems. So when we give them help to strengthen their immune system, they will find out that they don't have those infections as much. So there's a lot to be said about the immune system and how the place it holds in sickness and disease. So we are going to be talking about the laws of life. And this is something I came up with many years ago. I like to simplify things. I don't like complex things. I like to simplify things, make it easy, not just for myself, but for lay people as well, because I think I have a calling to, as a medical doctor, I have a calling to lay people. So the laws of life is like an encapsulation. It's like a cheat sheet, a template, if you will, that kind of like it takes up about 7 different points or topics and issues, and you can just check whatever issue you're dealing with, whether it's marriage problems or whether it's financial, whether it's health issues, and you can just check each of these 7 and see where you stack up. And usually you find out that one or more of these issues, one or more of these laws are being violated. All right. The 7 are, and you see that on your screen, the laws of life basically say that the quality of your life, the quality of your health, and in this case, the quality of your immune system depends on 1, the quality of the words you read, hear, and speak, most importantly speak. 2, the quality of your thoughts and emotions. Number 2 is the quality of your beliefs. Number 3 is the quality of your thoughts and emotions. Number 4, there's the quality of what you put in your mouth, whether it's food, drinks, even tobacco, all those things. What gets into you through your mouth. Very, very important. Number 5 is the quality of care you give your body. And that's a very wide range of stuff. And that's everything from sleeping to sex, to how much time you spend in the sun, to how much exercise that you do, to how long you sit at the office. So all those things all come together. Number 6, your relationships. the quality of your relationships and your health. Lots of research showing that. That is very important. And number 7 is like the big one, the quality of the work you do or your vocation, whether you're a student, a businessman, an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing. That's the quality of that kind of life. So those 7 make up for the laws of life. Now, these are not steps, they're not principles, they're not even rules. These are laws. These are laws that affect us every single day, day in, day out. There are as much laws as there are laws just as much as gravity is a law, or lift or thrust. These are laws that are affecting you. These are things that you are doing on a regular basis. So it's not whether or not they are affecting you. It's how they're affecting you, because you can be sure they are affecting you every single minute. So we're going to go into the first few laws in the next segment. So stay tuned and don't go away. Welcome back. The first law of life says that the quality of your life, the quality of your health is dependent on the quality of the words you speak, the words you read, and the words you hear. And you may think that, that's just metaphysical or basically some woo-woo spiritual stuff. Not so. Science and research are now beginning to catch up with the fact that the words that you are constantly surrounded by will affect your health. They will, I'm going to say it again, they will affect your health, for better or for worse. My thoughts are taken back to, I remember this surgeon, he would, before he takes a patient into the hospital, into the operating room for the surgery, he would talk with them and interview them and all that. And if he got any hint that the person was afraid, or the person said something like, I think if I go do surgery, I'm not going to come out alive, or something similar to that, he would stop. He would reschedule the surgery and make sure that that was taken care of. Because he has known from experience that what people say can affect the outcome of the surgery, and it can be as bad as death. I've studied this thing for many, many years now, so I know that when people say negative things, it will affect their health. Same thing is when people around you are saying negative things. Believe it or not, that's getting into your ears. It's not stopping there. It's going into your mind and into your subconscious mind. And it will affect your immune system. Remember, we're talking about your immune system. If you're always being told that every year we get the flu, or every year we get malaria, if you're always saying it, that's even worse. If you're saying to yourself, you're always saying I get malaria, what happens is that the signals are passed from your brain, your thinking process, all the way down to your immune system. Believe it or not, they communicate. The brain and the immune system have this really tight-knit communication system, and whatever the brain says, the immune system accepts. So those words you hear and the words you speak are all affecting your immune system's strength and ability to handle things. And this goes all the way down to if your immune cells are for instance, if your immune cells are dealing with, they come across a virus or they come across a cancer cell. If your immune cell is doing what it should do, if it's doing what it should do, it should be able to arrest and deal with that condition. But if you are constantly being told, or you're constantly hearing those words, or you're constantly speaking those words, your immune system will not do what it needs to do. Don't take my word for it. Go and investigate. Number 2, second law. The second law states that the quality of your health, the quality of your immune system, is affected by the quality of your beliefs. And that goes in line with what we said in Law 1. And I'm trying to tailor these things to the immune system. There's a lot to be said about each of these laws, but I want to hone down on the immune system. So if your beliefs are that I'm going to die from cancer when I get to be 40 years of age, and this comes from your words, the words you've heard, the words words people have spoken to you. And there are lots of people who have said these things about themselves a lot of times. So it's not just a one-time thing. Your spirit, primarily, every human being has a spirit. Is a spirit, and in a body, and they have a soul and a mind and all that. But you are first and foremost a believing spirit. So those things, it doesn't matter what your religion is. That doesn't matter at all. It's those things that is who you are. Now, religion is an outward expression, but primarily you are spiritual. And so the things that happen to us spiritually will affect our immune system and our health as well. The third aspects are your thoughts and your emotions. Again, related to the other two. If emotions have a lot to do with stress, so think about it. People who are under financial stress, people who are under emotional stress, people who are under marital stress. What we know is that, and they've done a lot of research in these aspects, what we know is that couples who are always fighting, they're under stress, and they're not agreeing with what they have to say, they're backbiting, they're picking on each other, they're arguing all the time. They found out that their immune systems on a chronic basis are constantly being depressed, and they've tested that. They've deliberately inflicted wounds on couples, like small cuts, and they've seen how quickly these wounds are healed, or the people recover from them. And they found out that those who are always constantly arguing, constantly in bad shape, they tend to have they have longer healing time, let's put it that way, than those who are in good harmony, good relationship with their spouse. Let's move on to the fourth law, which is the quality of the foods that you eat. And that's a lot. That's a lot. But let's talk about it with regards to cancer. The immune system is your number one protection against cancer. Failure of the immune system means you get a good chance you can get cancer. And the same thing with heart disease and so many other conditions as well. The top foods you want to have, and I am a strong believer in supplementation because, quite frankly, we just don't get enough in our food. Our diets, if you will forgive me for saying this, our diet relatively sucks. Our diet doesn't. I mean, I love it. Lots of great food. I love pounded yam from Ekiti, but a lot of the food that we eat are starch laden. And once you have any starchy foods, it means that it converts to sugar pretty rapidly. And once sugar is in your system, it's a breeding ground for things like cancer and other things. There's an interesting question that they asked the discoverer of the AIDS virus. Is a French guy. And they were asking him, why is it that people in sub-Saharan Africa have so much of AIDS than the rest of the world? And I think it was about 67% at that time. And he unequivocally said that the problem is with our diet. It's a problem with the African food. The foods that African people eat does not provide them with the nutrients that they need to strengthen and build up their immune system, and therefore their immune systems are constantly subpar. And again, don't forget that we're fighting with other things like malaria, viruses, typhoid, meningitis. All these things are in the mix as well, and they're all affecting us. So it's a double whammy: reduced immune system, increased tropical diseases. It's a wonder we're not even getting much worse than what we're constantly seeing. So in the next segment, we're going to be talking about the other three laws, and then kind of wrap it up. Stay tuned. Welcome back. All right. The quality of care you give your body is related to the quality of your immune system and quality of your health. Two or three things I want to point out. The quality of your sleep, extremely important. You may not think it's important, but how well you sleep will determine how well your brain recovers, how well your immune system recovers. So it's important to have 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Make sure that your eyes are covered. I usually cover my eyes because sometimes the lights are on and all that. It's a good thing to cover your eyes. Make sure that you sleep in darkness as much as you possibly can, because there are certain chemicals that help to heal your body. One of them is called melatonin, that are only released in darkness. In darkness, and whether or not your eyes are closed. I mean, for instance, this place is very well lit. This would not be a good place to sleep, to have your nighttime sleep, because of all the light around. So a very important point, you need a good mattress and a good place to sleep. You need to enjoy your sleep for about 8 hours, because that's when you really heal and your immune system recovers to fight things like cancer. Another thing I want to point out is exercise. We Africans don't take it as seriously as we should, but we absolutely must take exercise seriously. They found out that once you're actively engaged in exercise, they've seen a one-to-one correlation. The more exercise you have, the more certain cells of the immune system called natural killer cells are activated and produced, and therefore they're able to fight things like cancer and other infections as well. Number 6, the quality of your health. The quality of your immune system is determined by the quality of your relationships. And there was a Harvard study done over, I believe, 60 to 70 years, and they found this is the longest running study on health and longevity. And they found out that those who they started interviewing when they were in their 20s and now they're in their 80s and above, they found out that those who survived, the one thing they could point to was not just their food, it wasn't just their environment, it was the quality of their relationships. Those who had close friends and also had big networks as well. So close friends are important, but also having a big network, people that like you, people that you like, that people that you can talk to, just having that. They found out that loneliness can actually kill you. It actually disrupts the DNA in your cells. And if it affects your health, it will affect your immune system, because the immune system, as we've said over and over and over again, the immune system follows the brain. The happier your brain is, the more engaged your brain is, the more engaged your immune system will be. And one of the things that help to engage your brain are relationships, good social interactions. So let's skip over to the last one, your work and your health. Of course, it goes without saying that if you don't enjoy your work, it will affect the quality of your health and your life. And we find out this is worse in men. I mean, why is it that men, soon after they retire, we've seen this story over and over again, soon after they retire, 3 years, 4 years, you see men dying off. Not so much with the women, because women have, one of the things they point to is that women they're much more adept at this whole social networking thing. Men are more married to their jobs, and it's their jobs that give them meaning in life. Women get meaning not just from jobs, but from those social connections. Those will affect your immune system for better or for worse. If it's a job you don't like, if it's a job that doesn't provide for you, if it's a job that is not optimizing your skills and your interests, believe it or not, boredom has a depressive effect on your immune system. Simply being bored on a day-to-day basis will have a depressive effect on your immune system. Now, we've gone through the 7 laws. Again, there's so much to be said about each of these things. But again, it's to show you, try and point to the importance of the immune system. Go back to vitamin D. That's the 4th law. You've got to supplement with vitamin D. If you're a black person, if you are not a farmer, if you're not always outside in the open bare-chested, there's a really, really, really good chance that your vitamin D levels are really, really low. And some would say in the toilet. That's the term for meaning is rock bottom. And so it will affect not just your immune system, it will affect your brain, it will affect your endocrine system, it will affect so many parts of what helps to make you healthy and strong. Another thing, low vitamin D3 will also affect, if you're a man, your ability to perform sexually. I hope that gets your attention. The lower your vitamin D levels are, the lower your testosterone levels are, and the lower your ability to perform effectively in the bed, in the sack. So I hope this serves you. Your immune system needs good vegetables, and there are now online there are supplements that they say can help with the immune system. Go to the store, go to the health food store, get educated, and of course remember that we're available for you. Check on our sites, on the NTA site. You see the videos there, and you can hit us up, Brain and Body Foundation, on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. All right, stay tuned, and till we see again, continue to build strength. God bless.